Hey there everyone, welcome to the spooky review of Halloween 2. Halloween 2018.
Halloween 2018.
Halloween, same, it has a 2 in it.
No, it doesn't.
It was close enough.
No, it's just called
Halloween 2018. Halloween 2018. That's what the movie's called. That's the official title.
It's technically Halloween 2, but it's called Halloween. Yeah.
The specific titles, it's just called Halloween. The reboot.
Yeah, it's a reboot. Sequel?
It's a reboot. Because it came full circle.
Yeah, it's a reboot sequel of the original 1978 classic that we covered on this channel.
It came out the day before this video.
Yeah.
So we're recording this the 29th. It's coming out tomorrow. So hopefully I saw that. If you didn't, go fuck yourself. Go watch it.
So yeah, Halloween 2018. You know what? I will say, this was the sequel that I think this franchise deserved.
It was a really good sequel. I went into this.
It felt so much more like the first one than like.
Yeah. I went into this thinking it was going to be like remaster, like they were going to remake it.
Yeah.
And like have like the same thing happening.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad it wasn't the case.
And it was like a sequel.
It was a sequel, yeah.
Sets place 40 years after the night he came home in 1978.
It's kind of like it too. Well,
but better, but a lot better.
I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't go that far. I kind of liked it Chapter 2 more than this. Probably a controversial thing to say.
I think it's because you're known for your controversial opinions, but I think it's because you're more of an It fan than a Halloween fan.
I'm definitely more of a It fan. Yeah,
which is fine. I like It, but I have way more enjoyment every time I watch Halloween 2018.
One of your favorite horror people was Michael Myers, for sure.
Number 1 is Jason, but
that's.
Hopefully we'll do Friday.
Yeah.
The Friday series.
We
all 12.
We gotta just watch all the movies for these series.
I actually wanna get like an actual like complete series box set because I'm such a hardcore.
Yes,
Friday
and we need
fan.
to do a full-on series with this.
I would love to do that.
Yes.
So anyway, speaking of mass killers, Michael Myers.
Yeah. What's he been up to?
Like I said, this takes place 40 years after the first movie, so it's set in 2018. We'll talk basically just overall first before we get into like the details and stuff. I thought this felt much like the first one. Like it had the same atmosphere. The music was consistent, but they updated it and they had more ones that just gave you more chills. Like it's a great experience to watch this movie.
I kind of thought the first. I kind of thought the
like
credit scene.
They updated the theme. It was like so good.
I thought the credit sequence with the pumpkin was like kind of cheesy.
It was kind of metaphorical though.
Yeah.
Like reviving and stuff.
Yeah. In that case, it kind of.
But the pumpkin opening title is like kind of the thing for this series. Yeah. That's just what they do. They stopped doing it after part 2 though.
Yeah.
That the original part 2, not this part 2. I thought this had a very similar tone to the first one. Michael Myers is not run by a motive. It's like in the first one, he's just like a force of nature. It's just he just wanders in, goes and you just get in his way and you die.
Yeah.
The kills were just over the top brutal, but I think it just made it. But they didn't do it in a like cliche brutal way. They did some unique stuff that it really made it very ominous to the first one. That this was like it could be something that you could be like, oh, Michael Myers could definitely do that.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't something like unrealistic, like the jaws and my favorite one was with the cop and like you just think it was a jack-o'-lantern in the car, but it was just the guy's head like carved into like it was. Yeah. That was like my one concern for you is you were gonna think this was like too gory and stuff like that, but
no, it wasn't that good to me, honestly.
I thought it was. I thought it was great. Michael Myers was very brutal in this one.
Yeah.
I think, and that's just kind of the message because he's like older now. Because they try to make him more human, but at the same time, it's you still have that unknown that why does he keep getting shot, but he just keeps getting back up. The dude was shot 6 times and just walked off like nothing happened, and he takes a lot of abuse, which we'll get to, but yeah. So basically,
girlfriend, man, he deserves better.
Yeah, the film starts off in the asylum.
Yeah.
Smith's Grove Sanitarium. I think that's how you say it. Sanitarium.
I wouldn't know.
I think so. So it says it's shown that Michael Myers is back in the sanitarium after Halloween 1, that he's been there. They don't tell you much on how he ended up there, which I appreciated because it just left a mystery, and plus it's one of those things that it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because what they state is that after Dr. Loomis discovered that Michael was gone, they continued the hunt after him. They caught up to him, and the Deputy Hawkins, who is now sheriff in this one, prevented Dr. Loomis from killing him, which he regrets doing because Michael Myers is pure evil. Yeah. So they take him back to the sanitarium, which I'm kind of happy they didn't show that, because I don't think it would kind of ruin the tone if you saw him getting handcuffed and put in jail. Like, it just wouldn't, which has been done in Halloween 5, but Halloween 5 is garbage.
Yeah.
So moving on, we see that we are introduced to 2 podcasters.
Yeah. Oh.
2 podcasters.
Yeah.
But it's the horror podcasters, those guys who talk about like that I think it's supposed to like kind of those like podcasters that talk about like serial killers and stuff. So they're doing a report about Michael Myers 40th anniversary. They see Michael Myers, and another good detail I like is that you don't see Michael Myers' face. You do see it briefly in the original when they take off the mask.
Yeah.
But that's like literally a second. It's not meant for anything. But I like that they keep his face mysterious. So they go up to Michael and the thing with this movie is they try to make him talk, which is a big no-no. Michael Myers does not talk. He hasn't said a word since he killed his sister back in 1963. So he hasn't said a word. They try to get a word out of him, but of course he just stands there in silence, backs turned to them, just in silence. I think one of the most eerie parts was when they brought out the mask and like literally all the mental patients and like the dogs just go absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Just to alluding that he's supernatural. Like always, if you have a mental patient or having dogs barking randomly, that it's just an indication of something supernatural is going on. I like that.
The line thing, like
don't go over the line, like So it cuts back to, of course, they have the iconic opening title sequence. But then we cut back to the podcasters, and they want to interview Laurie Strode, the main character of the original.
Yeah.
We see her house is very, very, I would say it is super secure. Like that would be a place I'd feel so safe living in.
Yeah.
It's like very fenced. You have the buzz in and stuff. With that, I want to talk about Laurie. I liked how they showed her having like some PTSD over the first movie.
Yeah.
That she literally went from a girl, like a kind of Girl Scout kind of thing, to like a badass, like because that's just traumatic things change people, and it changed her. Like he literally killed all her friends and literally almost killed her.
Yeah.
So we find out that Child Protective Services took her daughter away because she was trying to teach her daughter how to protect herself because she has this paranoia that like Michael will come back.
Yeah.
Or just to in general, just to protect her from danger and stuff.
Yeah.
And that this daughter now has a granddaughter named Allison, which we'll get to.
Yes.
So they bribe Lori $3,000 for an interview. The interviewer, she knows when they talk about how Michael's being transferred to another facility, and she specifically knows the time too, which I have a theory, which I will talk about when I have to, which I think you'll probably agree with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can tell that she's very paranoid at that about. Not just about Michael Myers, but just about the world in general. That because of this one event, she just thinks that like there's like bad people in this world, and I actually can relate to that because I have that same paranoia. Because like I will be honest, we don't live around very nice people, so I do have some paranoia that like something bad will happen, and I need to be ready and stuff like that kind of stuff. So I do kind of relate to Lori in this movie. So anyway, cut back to Lori's daughter's family. She has a daughter. So that's Lori's granddaughter. Has a husband who had literally one funny line.
Yeah.
There's not really. I'm kind of upset. The one thing that like I can criticize about this movie is that like there's like a couple things, but the one thing is I think the daughter is sidelined way too much. I just don't think she has enough like character for me. That's just how I think. But I can understand because it's more focused on the granddaughter than the actual daughter.
Yeah.
So find out that Allison is celebrating, like she got into the honor society. Going at the dinners, the family's gonna meet her boyfriend. But while at school, if you notice, they recreated the shot of the first movie with her. Because both Lori and Allison were sitting in the back of the class. They were both talking about fate.
Yeah.
And when they turned, they would see someone standing outside, but instead of Michael, it was Lori.
Yeah.
So they talk. She tries to give her the $3,000. She says no, because she wants to. I forgot why she turned it down, but I think it was just because she was just being a good person, just didn't want. So so it cuts to later that evening. I think there was I think there was other stuff, but I'm just going through. I don't want to talk about every single thing that happens. Yeah. Because I don't want to ruin the experience. So it cuts to like later that night. They're out to dinner. They're talking about the Halloween party. Oh, I thought about the Halloween party, what they're going as and whatnot. The big thing is that the daughter, Lori's daughter, is trying to like kind of cut ties with the grandmother because she's so paranoid and stuff. Yeah. They think she's like crazy, while the granddaughter is trying to keep a relationship. Yeah. So the mother says that she invited the grandmother to the restaurant to celebrate, but she actually didn't, but she shows up anyway. Yeah. But she's acting all kooky because earlier she was watching Michael get on the bus.
Yeah,
leaving Smith Grove to get on the bus to another facility. Yeah. And she kind of screamed and like just out of like panic and stuff, like just so
what was that figure while she was screaming?
Huh?
There was like a figure while she was screaming in the car. Did you see it?
I think it was just like just shadows, I guess. I don't know.
It looks like
I'll have to look it up. I'll have to probably rewatch and
I saw like a human figure shadow.
Could just be maybe some symbolism, which I'll get. I'll get to more.
That's what I thought it was, but it's probably nothing.
So yeah, and she's very antsy. she starts drinking, which the mother was like, you stop drinking, like you've been sober and like all this stuff. So you can clearly tell something's up. Like,
yeah.
Which I will get to. So cuts to a father and son. I will be honest, father looks way too old to have a son like that, but you know what? Whatever. They stumble upon a bunch of mental patients, because guess what? The bus broke down or crashed. So I'm pretty sure you know what happens.
Yes.
Michael escapes, and shockingly, he kills the kid.
Yeah.
When I saw this in the theater, and when I saw he killed the kid, I was like, he did. What just happened? Like, he just murdered that like kid. Like, you don't do that, and that like rarely happens in horror movies. It's more of you kill like an animal or like adult people, not like a child.
Yeah.
That was pretty shocking.
I think it was because he was
because he wanted
cops.
the car. He wanted the car. That's why.
Oh, and that too, I guess. My opinion is.
So I'm gonna talk about my theory. Honestly, I think Lori caused the crash, so she could kill Michael. That's just what I think. I think she caused it.
Yeah. And
it could explain why she was so antsy, because she literally just let Michael escape and is trying to kill him. So anyway, Michael escapes. The two podcasters, cuts back to, they're stopping at a gas station. The woman uses the bathroom, and I love that in the background you could see Michael just walking around and stuff. I loved that so much, because it's such a small detail that it takes like a second time because you're more focused on the main character. But if you look in the background, you see him just walking around and stuff.
I didn't even see him.
My favorite one is when he's getting the jumpsuit. You can see in the background him like killing the guy, and you don't like, you just see him just pounding on him. You don't see anything. You just see in the background just him killing. So it's just, I love that that this movie has a lot of detail.
Yeah, I didn't even see any of that.
Yeah, so Michael breaks in. That just scene was so chilling, because he just went up to the stall and just poured teeth just to it. And I don't like teeth falling out, so it just made me cringe. But yeah, that was so haunting. He kills them both. Yeah, and he goes to the trunk. He gets his iconic mask, and it's about to go down. This is so
Michael time.
Yeah, So Michael. Well, yeah. There's It cuts back and forth between the party and Michael's rampage, and I will say, I think him just walking around and getting people is like my favorite part of the movie, just because I love that the camera just stops and you just see it like happening kind of real time, just him like going around the back, going up, like it just like stops like in position, it doesn't follow him, so it's like in like a certain perspective, so it keeps that like good perspective.
Wait, who?
Like when Michael was trying to that scene when Michael's going around like killing people and going in their house and stuff. Like, I love that the camera just stops in place, and you see him you just see the shadows like going up to like the door and stuff.
Yeah,
it just doesn't follow him. It just keeps like position. So and I also love that it does the iconic sound effects like that, because those sound effects are iconic.
Breathing.
Like that, like that. I can't do it, but you know what I'm talking about, like that ringing,
maybe
ring that when you see him or something. So yeah.
Oh, that shock sound.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's I think that's my favorite part, because it just shows that like Michael is like a force of nature. Like it's just he's not targeting you. It's just you just happen to be there. You're at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like any other like natural disaster or anything. Yeah, so while this is happening, there's the Halloween party. Allison's with her boyfriend. They're dressed up as Bonnie and Clyde, but they're reversed. So she's Clyde and he's Bonnie.
Yeah.
She catches her boyfriend cheating on her, kissing like another girl.
Kissing this other thought.
Yeah. They argue about it, but he throws her phone into the thing of
Jello, it looks like.
Yeah, Jello.
Slimy Jello. That looks like a weird Jello.
Which is important because we'll just see. So Michael's going
around. Right. Oh, I see now. I see.
You see, so Michael's going around killing people and stuff. It cuts to, and while that's going on, there's like another cut to Allison's friend, Vicky, because she's babysitting this kid named Julian, and I think Julian is the best part of this movie.
Oh, the
kid. The kid, the little kid, he was funny.
Yeah.
I hope he's in the sequel. I thought he was hilarious.
Yeah.
But clipping these toenails.
Where the fuck do I have to go to bed? It's like 10 p.m.
Yeah, it was funny. And I like their chemistry too.
Yeah.
So yeah, Michael of course shows up. He shows Julian sees him. They don't believe him, so she goes up to his room to check it out. Of course, she's faking, doing that all dramatic because she doesn't see anything. But she goes. But this was in the trailer. She goes to shut the closet door. It doesn't shut. She opens it, and he's right there and kills her. But Julian just yells, "Oh shit!" and runs.
Yeah, fuck this.
Yeah, smart. He was like the smartest
one. The girl's boyfriend was.
Yeah, he just took out a knife. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna fight this dude. Well, he didn't know what was going on, but he was just grabbing the knife. Like he just.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he ended up getting stabbed in the wall like Bob.
Yeah. His own knife was used against him.
Yeah. So since Michael's going around terrorizing the neighborhood or whatever, they're trying to call Allison, but guess what? Her phone doesn't work, and she is with that nerdy guy, who we'll call the incel, because that's literally what he is.
But you deserve better.
Yeah, like you deserve better. He literally tries to kiss her, but yikes.
Yeah, you gotta wait. You gotta be patient. You can't just go into it.
Yeah. So. They're walking off. He just tried to make a move on her. But Michael's there. He thinks it's like the person who lives there, and just the lights. The motion sensor lights just keep going off. So Michael keeps disappearing, which was kind of creepy actually.
Yeah.
Then the lights come on, and he's literally right in front of him, and he gets killed on the fence. So he finally meets Allison, so she chases him. The cops eventually catch up to her. It's her, now Sheriff Hawkins, and Dr. Sartain, who is Michael's caretaker. And I think we're going to talk about the weirdest part of this movie. Basically what happens is they're driving around. They find Michael. The sheriff runs him over.
Yeah.
Because he made him. He stopped Dr. Loomis from killing him 40 years prior. So he's guilty of it. So he wants to kill him.
Dr. Loomis?
No, not Michael Myers. Dr. Loomis tried to kill.
No, Dr. Loomis wanted him to kill.
No, Dr. Loomis was gonna kill Michael Myers, but the sheriff stopped him because
Oh, I thought it was reverse. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, so he gets out of the car. They both, him and the doctor get out of the car.
Yeah.
And the doctor kills the sheriff.
Yeah.
It's very out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he puts on the mask too, and you're like, oh, okay, so this is what's...
so this is happening, I guess.
Yeah, everyone seems to hate this twist. I thought it was fine because he was kind of alluding to being crazy and being overprotective of Michael.
Yeah, that's what kind of happens when you're his patient, right?
And he was also talking about how he wanted to know the feeling of killing somebody.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's what it feels like. And so he just goes completely
now I know
insane.
your desire.
So so Michael's in the car now. They drive off to I forgot where they were. I think they were.
They were just in the middle of the woods, like on.
Yeah, they were just driving. But she says like Michael talked to her, so since he's so intrigued with Michael, he just wanted to know what he said, so he stopped the car because she begged him to. But Michael just gets up and she just bolts, and we get my favorite kill of the movie. Michael, of course, since he's just force of nature, he just kills Dr. Sartain the most brutal way. He just literally just casually stepped on his head and it just exploded.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. That's my favorite kill of the movie.
I thought that was the most cheesiest, but the most like
cool.
Yeah, the most cool.
Like it was just it was just so casual. It wasn't like much effort step. It just looked like so looked like he put so little effort into the step.
Yeah, that's Michael Myers. That's Michael Myers for you, though.
Yeah, so they of course have the chase scene. You know, him going in the woods. He kills a couple cops, which I talked about.
Yeah.
So, and we get the confrontation between Laurie and Michael, and I will say, it's awesome. It was great. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was very good. Like
the what scene?
When Laurie and Michael finally battling. Like it was very.
Oh
good.
yeah.
Like just, and it kept the suspense too of like she's like checking all these houses, and it seems like she outsmarted him, but he finds a way to just trick her, like come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, cause you be like, oh, she has like these which I thought was cool that she did. Like she has the door, like the cuts to like the other rooms, and has like a fence that goes down. Yeah. So in case he's that room, he's just locked in there. I thought that was. So you just think that she's like being clever, but he finds a way to like outsmart her basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a good couple. They fight for like a lot. But it's great. It's satisfying. Gets down to the basement. So the finale.
The mother and the granddaughter and Laurie are all there.
They tell Allison that this isn't like a cage, that this was indeed a trap for him. So out of nowhere they just trap him in the basement. He's just standing there staring at them, which I thought was just creepy. That he's just showing no emotion. He just doesn't care. Like just like, and they just torch the place. Like
they set a blaze.
And everyone thinks he died. Of course not.
He didn't die. He did not.
They literally show that the spot he was standing in, he was not there anymore.
Yeah. I was half expecting him just to
finally die because you thought this.
No. I wasn't expecting him to die. I was expecting him
to break out.
To walk out of the house calmly while it was on fire.
That would have been cool too.
Yeah.
I would have liked, but I like that it just left it at a cliffhanger. Like where did like the first one, like where did he go?
Yeah, that makes sense then. I guess if it was
because in the first one, it just cut to all the locations he like stepped foot in to imply that he can be anywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's just what they were going for that one too. Like, where did he go? Like he can be anywhere. And there's like a little tease, kind of. It's not like a post-credit scene like a Marvel movie. It's more of just like a little tease that you hear his breathing, so it's he's very much alive.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a sequel coming out next year, which we will definitely go see.
We will definitely do.
I'm so excited for it.
I'm all for it.
You want to see it?
I will see it. Yeah.
It's gonna be called Halloween Kills. Because you know why? Because they don't want to call it Halloween 2 or anything. Because this
Halloween 8.
There's more than 8 Halloween movies, by the way.
I know, they just make it sound complex title.
Yeah, I like that the titles are simple, Halloween Kills. So we'll definitely cover it on the channel.
Yes.
It'll not this year, obviously. Next year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Obviously.
It'll be definitely a special review. Yeah, so that's gonna be very, very fun. I cannot wait for the first trailer to drop. I'm probably gonna talk about it in the Discord.
We gotta do some reaction videos to the trailers. We gotta try.
Yeah.
And do in-depth analysis of them.
Yeah, because we're smart. We know everything that's gonna happen.
We obviously know what's gonna happen.
So
we've seen the movie, guys.
All right,
we know how it ends.
Final thoughts on Halloween 2018, Matt. Go. What did you? How good was it?
I thought it was a pretty decent movie. It was pretty good.
I thought it was a great. It would if you. It's like a great. Like I said with Zombieland Double Tap. This is a great one to watch back to back with the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
Which you could do with the original Halloween too, of course. But I think everyone's the thing with Halloween, the original Halloween 2 from like 1982 or 1. I just people think it's like almost as good as the first one, but I just don't think so. If you want us to watch the original Halloween 2, Matt might get easily confused because of the timelines and stuff, but we can definitely try to watch it sometime. That's just my opinion. I just think that it's... And then plus it gave him a motive, and I don't like motives with slashers because it shouldn't be a motive. But anyway...
They should just kill. That's
it's just intention. For like no reason. Yeah. It's better to have no reason because it just makes them more scary.
Yeah, and more mysterious.
Yeah, so
and
anyway...
if you know their motive, it's like, oh, well, yeah.
So we're going to get to the ratings.
Yes. So, you go first.
I'm going to give it an 8.5. Or I'll give it between an 8.5 and a 9. Some days it will be higher, some days will be lower. Just depends what I feel like.
I will give it an 8.1.
It's a solid sequel.
Yeah.
Of course, nothing will beat the original because the original one is a classic. It's a classic that is pretty timeless, but this one is solid. This one is a great recommendation. I actually picked this one because I just thought it was because since it was your like first time into the Halloween series, I wanted you to experience how he's like supposed to be, like, you know, no motive, just evil.
You want me to have the actual good experience, and then you're gonna pull me into the shitty experiences.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
If they want, because the sequels are kind of messy.
If they want, so Kyle. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah.
We'll watch Halloween 2, and then we'll get to... Actually, Halloween 3 has nothing to do with Michael Myers. I know.
Oh.
But it's actually... I'll quickly tell why. It's because they wanted to do... Which I thought they shouldn't have done, is they were gonna make the Halloween series an anthology series. Something like The Twilight Zone. With, like, each movie would be a different story around Halloween.
Huh.
So that's what the third one was trying to do, but that failed because they were like, we got 2 movies of Michael Myers and he's not in this one, so this movie sucks, even though I thought it was pretty good. Halloween 4 and 5 and 6 are just fourth one's the best one out of those. 5 is just the worst one. 6 is a mess because they dive into cults and stuff, and it just
yep, that'll do it.
Part 7 was a reboot. With Laurie. Then Part 8. Part 7 had like the best, most satisfying ending. I'm just running down the basics.
Yeah.
Because when we get to them, you'll understand. Part 7 had a very satisfying ending, but Part 8, they absolutely ruined it, and basically it was... Yeah, Part 8 and Part 5 are the worst ones. Part 8 basically was like Michael meets Twitch. I'm not making this up. It came out in like 2002, and it's like very ahead of its time because I like the premise, but it failed because they were like live streaming different cameras in the house, and Michael was, you would see it in like the camera's perspective and stuff, but it failed.
Oh, so it's like
then you have the 2
multiple cameras, but one of the cameras is just seeing Michael at all times.
Like that was for the suspense
for
parts.
the entire movie.
No, just for this like suspenseful parts. It was just cut. But yeah, and then you have the 2 remakes made by Rob Zombie, which in elementary school everyone thought was the most hype thing ever, even though during that time I thought Friday the 13th was way better because I was terrified of Halloween as a kid.
Yeah.
But well, not the holiday, but the series, because the characters here. And then we have this one, so. Yeah. That's basically my rundown of the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
If you want us to get into the crazy Halloween movies, let us know.
Yes.
We will definitely be seeing Halloween Kills next year.
You guys won't have a choice in it since you're not even going to voice your opinion.
I'm starting to write down the lists for next year. We are planning reviews for the next big holiday. I know Boxing Day is going to be a great month for a series. So yeah, hopefully the other FGC members will be ready for that. Yeah, so lots more reviews are coming. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and see you